like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?
Welcome back to I Know Football and a review on the Jordan 1 Low TD football cleats that dropped last week. Now this has been a highly anticipated review, so I wanted to try to get it for you guys as soon as possible. I know we've got a soccer game going on in the background. I didn't get here in time enough, but I still decided to shoot the review, and we're on a basketball court right now, which is kind of fitting for the Jordan 1 Low TDs. So in this video, I'm gonna give you guys my review on this cleat. I'm also gonna talk about some of the other colorways of the Jordan 1 that came out. I was lucky enough to get the all black colorway, so we'll talk a little bit about that. We're also gonna compare it to the Jordan 1 lows that came out a couple years ago, I believe in maybe 2020, and the differences between this cleat and the new Vapors. And then I'll also do a little comparison on the Panda Dunk cleat. So it's a lot of heat in this video, so let's get into it. We're gonna first talk about the different colorways that came out. So when these initially dropped, I think they were exclusive to Dick's Sporting Goods and Shields, which is a regional chain in the Midwest. Other than that, I don't think there was a lot of PR around this cleat, but nonetheless, a lot of you guys definitely knew about it, found out about it, and tried to get it. Now, I didn't think that they were going to release other colorways. They usually don't, not in a cleat this expensive or kind of this rare or this different from some of the other cleats, but they did. They came out in a white and black Jordan colorway, came out in a white and blue, an all white, and then my favorite, it's kind of plain and basic, but an all black colorway. Now, I love all black because this is a classic colorway. This is the Air Force One of football. If you have an all black cleat with a white swoosh, you already know what that means. So the first thing about this cleat, honestly, I did not think these looked that good in pictures. I don't even think it looks that good in video, but I had to get them because I'm from Chicago. I grew up on Jordan, and these are a phenomenal cleat, and also I thought they are super limited. So I picked them up anyway. When I got them, when I opened the box, they look so much better in person than they do in pictures. The quality of the cleat is a lot better than even something in the Dunk. So that's why I have the Dunks out here. The leather in this cleat is a tumbled premium leather. You have something very synthetic with the Panda Dunk cleats that just is not as high quality. It's not going to give you the same durability. It's not going to give you the same fit and feel of the cleat. So that's the first thing, is this upper is phenomenal. It is the same upper, feels the same upper as in the actual Jordan 1 retro sneakers. We're going to get into what that means, having a high premium upper, and what that gets into the fit and feel of the cleat. But one of the reasons why everyone was excited about these Jordan cleats is the Vapor Plate. These have been a player exclusive for years. We did not have that in previous cleats. In fact, the retros before this, when they released with an old plate. This is an alpha plate from decades ago, maybe even just a decade ago, 10 years ago. And this is something, I understand why they did it. It's an all-around cleat. It's good for every player, but it's not the best cleat. You look at the type of studs, but you can't use it on grass, turf. But this is just going to be, for speed players, a much better cleat, a much more modern cleat plate. Now it gets to the upper of the originals. You've got tumbled leather, which is excellent, mixed with mesh. The mesh is going to give you tons of breathability, but it's not going to give you the same premium look or feel of the cleat. It's also not going to give you the same lockdown feel in terms of the old school feel of true leather cleats, which is going to give you one of the best fits around, better than any modern day cleat. It's also going to be a lot more durable. Now leather comes at a price, which is why these retail for $140 over the speed cleats, which use the same kind of form factor and plate, for $100. So you're paying a $40 premium for these Jordan 1 cleats. So what you get in this cleat, why it's one of the best cleats that I think Nike has put out to date. And I'm not talking about the colorway, I'm just talking about the actual performance of the cleat. You have the Vapor Plate. That's going to be the best traction plate to date in the history of football that I've ever experienced. You have this tumbled leather. Now leather is going to stretch out. It's also very moldable. It's also very durable. So to me, that's going to be a much better performing cleat. It's going to be a little bit heavier, but the tighter it is around your foot, the more it feels like one with your foot, the faster you're going to feel. You also have a number of eyelets going up. So that is going to cinch your foot and really give you a nice feel over the top of your foot. Now, what this is going to do is you're not going to have pressure points because that pressure is distributed all throughout the upper of the cleat. So that's different than some of the other cleats that you're going to find in the lows in the Vapor line. Now, looking at some of the other similarities of this cleat with the sneaker is you have this padded tongue. So you have a very padded tongue, which again is going to add to some of the weight and comfort of the cleat. It's also going to not allow as much heat, but it's going to give you that locked in feel. You have a heel counter of the normal Vapor plate. You have a heel cup that's the same as the sneaker. You also have a toe box that feels a little bit thinner than some of the other Vapor cleats. So if you have a narrow foot or a medium to narrow foot, this is going to be a good fitting cleat for you. If you have a wide foot, now it's going to feel a little bit tight. You might want to go up half the size. Now, one of the things that I praised about this cleat when I reviewed it a couple years ago was the feel of the cleat. Now, this looks much like a sneaker just put on the top of a football plate, and that's how it feels. When you cinch it up, when you tie the laces, you actually feel like you're wearing a sneaker, and that's the same in this cleat. Now, it's a lot tighter, it's a lot thinner, mostly due to the plate, but you still are going to have that sneaker feel. It literally feels like I'm wearing sneakers with the traction plate of a Vapor cleat on the football field, which is exactly how you want to feel. You want to be fast, you want to be comfortable in a cleat. Now, the last thing is thinking about, okay, what are some of the things that could make this cleat better? We all talk about the Vapor carbon cleats as some of the favorite cleats, and honestly, if you put that cleat on and this cleat on and you wear them back to back, this is still going to be a much more superior cleat, but this is going to be close in terms of the fit. Now, something that the Vapor carbons, the Zoom Vapor carbons they had a tiny zoom unit in the heel of the cleat. That's something that's missing from here. And then you also had that full length carbon fiber plate that's missing from here. So what carbon fiber does is it provides some spring action, right, from heel to toe. You also get some midfoot torsion rigidity that's going to help with some of that stability in the cleat. So now this cleat, it doesn't flex as much as you might think a cleat without a carbon plate, because they do have an internal shank here. But I believe that having a carbon plate, at least a 3/4 carbon plate, even if it's interior, would help in the torsional resistance, which is going to help in stability, prevent injury, but also give you some of that speed factor and just have some of that push off. Now, if it had a zoom unit, that would make it even better, because that's going to give you some cushioning as well as a lot more response coupled with carbon. I mean, that's going to be a top of the line basketball shoe. So that's also going to be a top of the line football cleat. It's sad that they don't make that anymore. Carbon fiber is super expensive, especially now. I suppose that's why they don't include it in this cleat. That would push it way over $200. That is how I would improve the cleat. So a couple of things you guys are looking for from me. What type of fit does this have? This fits a medium to narrow foot. It also fits a true to size. I mean, there is zero space, much like the original Vapor carbons. So that's how it's going to fit. You guys are probably wondering what type of player this is for. This is for a speed player. Now, I did not pick up the Menace cleats or the Alpha Jordans. Those are going to be more for your power players, but this is a pure speed cleat. Everything about it is built for speed. So that's going to be your edge players, your wide receivers, your slots, your speed backs. Some quarterbacks can wear it, some of your tight ends, maybe some of your defensive ends, and maybe some of your outside linebackers as well. And of course, your DBs and safeties can definitely benefit from this cleat. I talked about the price, $140. That is almost a 50%, so 40% premium over the Vapors that these are designed off of. Now, are the improvements enough to pay $40? I think part of that is you're paying for the Jordan brand look, the name of the one cleats. Now, if money's not an option for you, I do think, again, this is the #1 cleat. Now, I will make another video on my top cleats from Nike in 2023. I think I have all of them now that I rock. This is definitely going to be in my rotation. I'll probably use the black more than the white and red. Other than that, let me know what questions you have. If you liked this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys next time.
Closing police, straight up to the top with bang.